Tay here with Oceanish Views. Y'all are taking a little ride with me. I know normally I'm sitting in a whole different setting, and this is not really how I wanted my very first and or any of my videos for my Testimony Tuesdays to go. But what better way to be than to bust it all down, bring it down to nothing, just me, a hot mess. Oh, being honest and real with y'all. So today is Testimony Tuesdays. It's Tuesday, November 17th, and this is the 22nd anniversary of my dad committing suicide. Trigger warning, sorry. This video may be a trigger to some, and so for that I apologize. So if you have a trigger when it comes to suicide prevention, or any of its counterparts, please don't watch. It has been 32 years. I'm gonna keep myself together. I refuse to cry. I have actually been very good today with my emotions. I've been down, I've been depressed a little, but in regards to crying or anything like that, being angry or anything, I've been really good. Grief takes so many different emotions. It can come through as so many emotions. It really can, y'all. So if someone has lost someone and they are really angry or really happy, believe it or not, grief can come through, it can really come through as a lot. So I've been doing good today with keeping the physical emotions in check. The mental, on the other hand, I have been having a hard time with, because when you're growing up and you have a parent who has committed suicide, you don't really understand the logistics of it all, I guess you could say. You don't really understand. Like, okay, my parent is gone, my parent is dead. They keep saying this suicide thing. Okay, my parent killed themselves, right? So you have that part of it. But then as you grow and you begin to understand more what it takes, the act itself, the loss, it kind of hits you a little harder. It really does. And so as I'm getting older, as I'm getting more understanding, I understand more what happened, what he did, what he took, what we could never get back. And I say we because it's not just me who he affected. It's me, my sister, my mother, her mother, my grandmother, my uncle, like everybody. His friends, his true friends. Because let's be honest, you have those friends in your life who, they your friends, but they not your friend. So it'll affect them to the extent of, dang, I knew him, but it won't affect you to the point of, dang, like, that was my boy. And so you get this clearer understanding, and it's just kind of like every year it gets, how they say every year it gets easier. The pain supposedly gets easier, or you learn to deal with it easier. I think it's the opposite for someone who has lost someone to suicide as a child, or someone who's lost someone as a child, period. Because every year it gets harder for me, and it gets harder because every year something happens and I'm like very proud, right? And I'm like, dang, I can't call my dad. Or Another holiday passes, and I'm like, dang, I can't call my dad. His birthday comes and goes. Dang, I can't call my dad. And so, I just think about everything that will never happen. Like, he won't ever get to visit his grandchildren. Never. They won't get to know him. I never will get to know him. And it's hard. Like, it's hard. It really is. And I know people say, oh, well, he's here with you in spirit. And, oh, he's here with you. He's always with you. And I get, you have to see the optimism in it. But at the end of the day, he's not. He's not. He's not here. He hasn't been here for 32 years of my life. And he missed a lot. He's missed a lot. A lot of things happened, and I don't know if they would have been different had he been around. I don't know if him and my mom would have still been together, but he would have still been here. Even if they weren't, he would have still been here. Like, I had someone ask me before, or not necessarily ask, but kind of made the assumption, well, maybe he wouldn't have even been in your life. My grandmother ain't raised no, me, get my mind in my mouth right. My grandmother didn't raise her sons that way. So there's no question that my father would have continued to be in my life, even in my sister's life, even with everything that was going on, or is, surrounding that situation. He would have continued to be in our lives. And so, it's just so much stuff that it just makes you think of the loss when things happen. And I've been there. So on one hand, I'm really, really angry, right? I'm always angry. I'm angry and I'm sad, especially on this day, because I'm like, why? Yeah, you took it from everybody. You took yourself away from everybody, but you took yourself away from me. Why? So, and that's always my question. Why? But then, on the other hand, I'm like, I get it. I've been there. Literally, I've been there. I've, attempted suicide. I was not successful. I'm thankful that I wasn't successful in any of my attempts, because I wouldn't be where I am today. And I wish that he had just known it will get better. It's got to get better. No matter how hard it gets, it's going to get better. No matter what you're dealing with at that moment, when it feels like the best option is to just subtract yourself, it will get better. And I just wish he had held on just a little bit longer to realize that it was going to get better. I blamed a lot of people for a long time for him committing suicide, but at the end of the day, it is a personal choice. It is, nobody put a gun in his hand. Nobody gave him rope. Nobody pushed him. Nobody did anything to facilitate the act. It was his choice. It was his act. And I just wish, I was a child. My sister was a child. Like, it's not really much you can do at the age that we were, that would have potentially helped. We're kids, but I just wish he had thought about all what he did have at that moment. And like I said, I get it. I've been there. I've been in that position. Literally, I have a tattoo to mark that my story wasn't finished. My story wasn't done yet. And his wasn't either, but I think he didn't see any other option. So I say that with my testimony Tuesday, my first one being very emotional because it is a very emotional subject. If you are in a place of darkness, in a place of uncertainty, of hurt, of so much, if you're in that place, seek help. Go find help. There's help all around. Find a friend to confide in. Find a family member. If you don't feel safe going to them, call it a doctor's office. I can attest that if someone were to call my doctor's office, even if they weren't a patient, and they said to me that they were having these thoughts, or they were having these feelings, or they were in this position, I would do my best to listen and talk with them. And not even just from a nurse's point of view, but from a human being's point of view. Go find someone. Talk to someone. It may not completely solve your issues, and it may not completely help take away whatever you're dealing with, but it potentially could help. You have people who love you. I know it. Whether you feel it or not, you have people who love you, and you have people who taking yourself out of the equation will devastate. And so there's a hotline prevention. Use it. Don't let so many other people's story be your story. Even if no one loves you, I love you. And I don't know you. Just for you. So that is my first Testimony Tuesday, and I'll be back next Tuesday with another. And like I said, at 33, I have a lot of tests that have added to my testimony. So yeah, I hope y'all are ready.